Most people imagine a polar bear's life is like a majestic fairy tale, but in reality, being the king of the Arctic is actually a nightmare. The image of a cute fluffy mascot holding a soda bottle is a lie. Your existence is a horror story written in ice and blood. Your story begins not with light, but with absolute darkness. You slide out of your mother into a world that is pitch black and cold. Buried deep beneath the snow in a cramped den, you are blind, deaf, and roughly the size of a rat, pressing against your mother's warmth. You are not alone in the dark. A brother slides out beside you, but nature has made a calculation error regarding your mother's limited milk. It becomes a silent war for survival. You push against him daily. You fight for position, feeling him grow colder and slower as weeks pass. Eventually, he stops moving altogether. You sleep next to his lifeless body for days, unaware that you survived simply by outliving your own blood. When the time comes to leave the den, the light is blinding. It burns your eyes as you step out onto the endless white expanse. The air is so cold it feels like swallowing glass. You try to take your first steps, but your legs are weak and uncoordinated. You slip, your claws scratching uselessly against the hard-packed ice. You crash onto your chest, looking up for comfort, but your mother walks away. She does not stop or look back. In the Arctic, pity is a death sentence. You force your trembling legs to stand or be left behind. As you grow, you learn that your life revolves around one singular obsession: hunger. It is a constant, gnawing ache that never truly goes away. Hunting is not an exciting chase. It is an agonizing test of patience. You find a small breathing hole in the ice and stand there. You stand perfectly still for hours. You cannot shift your weight, you cannot scratch an itch, you cannot sleep. You become a statue of misery. The wind whips against your face, freezing your eyelashes together. Your muscles scream in agony, locking up from the lack of movement in the cold. Finally, you hear a splash. A seal comes up for air. In a split second, you lunge with every ounce of strength you possess. But you are a fraction of a second too slow. The seal vanishes into the dark water. The water settles, and the silence returns. Then comes the moment that breaks you. You are 2 years old. You have followed your mother's footsteps your entire life. She is your world. But one morning, without warning, she stops. She looks at you, perhaps for the last time, and then she turns and walks into the thick fog. You call out to her, you try to follow, but she moves faster, putting distance between you. She disappears into the white void forever. The realization hits you like a physical blow. You are completely alone. There is not a single living soul in this wasteland who cares about you. The years of adolescence are a blur of starvation. You wander across drifting ice sheets, your white fur stained yellow with dirt and grease. Your ribs begin to protrude through your skin, a roadmap of suffering. You scavenge rotting whale carcasses or bird eggs to stop the gut pain. You are always moving, always searching, a ghost haunting a dying landscape. Every step consumes energy that you do not have to spare. By the time you reach your prime, you are a warrior. You finally manage to kill a seal, dragging its heavy body onto the ice. But the scent of blood travels far. A massive male bear emerges from the horizon. He is a titan, his face a ruin of scars. He hasn't come to share, he has come to take. You have a choice: abandon the food and starve, or fight and risk death. You choose to fight. It is brutal. You collide like crashing cars. Claws rake across your face, tearing skin. Teeth sink into your shoulder. The ice beneath you is painted red with blood. You manage to drive him off, but as you eat, you shake from exhaustion. You have won the meal, but the injury will slow you down for weeks. Every victory in this frozen hell comes with a heavy price. You reach 18 years old. You are tired. Your joints ache with every step, arthritis grinding your bones together. But the worst part is the ice. The solid ground you walked on as a cub is gone. The summers are getting longer and the ice is melting faster every single year. You stand on the edge of a floe, looking across a vast stretch of black, open ocean. You can smell a seal miles away. 10 years ago, you could have swum this easily, but now you are old and starving. The hunger leaves you no choice but to swim. You slide into the freezing water. The shock of the cold hits your chest, squeezing your heart. You start to swim across the dark gap, At first, your strokes are strong, but the current is stronger than it used to be. The waves slap against your face, filling your nose. You swim for an hour. Your muscles begin to cramp. The cold seeps through your fur, chilling your blood. The ice seems to drift away. Your legs feel like lead weights dragging you down. You try to paddle harder, but your body simply refuses to obey your desperate commands. Panic sets in, but you are too weak to thrash. Your head dips below the surface. You fight to bring it back up for air. You gasp for a mouthful of air, but you swallow water instead. The coughing spasms drain the last of your energy. The ocean claims you. You stop kicking. You begin to sink. The bright white sky above fades to a dull blue, then to black as you drift down. As you drift into the crushing depths, the pain in your joints finally stops. The hunger finally fades. You are finally at peace. So, when humans look at you, let them see the king. But you know the truth. Your life was never a kingdom. It was a prison. From the dark den to the deep sea, it was a cycle of ice, hunger, and loneliness. And now, finally, you are free.